Hello, Kay with Zuna. As many of you know, the E-minis have been declining since a little bit after the 19th when we pushed up and tried to move beyond the prior highs, and we failed, and the next day we gapped lower, and we've been moving lower ever since. And of course, around this area, signs of short covering or new buying have been shown. However, we were still looking for a reversal, and all the way down we have not seen a signal with SDI2 for a reversal yet. All the way from up here all the way down, we haven't had a single reversal so far, um, until until yesterday's close. And let me just remove that. And this is for those of you who this is SDI1 day trader, SDI2 reversals, swing trader and reversals. I've attempted with my price action background and trading price action and support levels, SR levels. I've attempted through the years to create or design indicators that I could incorporate some of that knowledge into it and come up with something that is logic based as opposed to a lot of indicators which are based on logic that's not all but most of them in my opinion are flimsy logic. And SDI1 and SDI2, there are, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, please watch the prior videos just to get an idea because it's too much to go over in this video. But just a quick recap, this SDI2 will give you the longer term supply demand situation, and SDI1 will give you the shorter term supply demand situation. Another thing about the SDI2, which is this line down here plotted in points, gives you also reversals, and the reversals are plotted, for example, on the last bar of the close. So the last bar of the current session, once the market closes on that last bar, you'll get a reversal. So if it's red and it turns into green on the last bar or the first opening bar, well, ideally we like to get it the prior day on the last bar because this gives us time to prepare and figure out which areas of interest we want to look for trades the next day. So in this case, when we got the reversal the prior day, I've a couple of lines here which represent support, and basically it makes my job a lot easier. The next day I'm looking to get long around those areas if the criteria are fulfilled. So as the market opens, we immediately get this long shadow line, and we push down, and we go back up, and we push down, and we come up to, right to one of the supports that I have previously on my chart. Ideally, I'd want to see the SDI1 putting green histograms here, but it's doing the opposite, but it's very small as you can see. Okay, so when that happens, and again, as I said, if you'd watched prior videos, you'd know that the way we like to work the reversals is we like to get positioned early and ride, pretty much get in for the ride. And we're going to lean on the long side since we got a long reversal. And one of the criteria that we like is seeing a low placed on our support, and then we want to buy the test back to that low. And this is 90% of the time, this is the situation. This is how it works. If we open and the SDI1 starts putting in histograms, green histograms, or histograms with the direction of the reversal, then we use different strategies because that's when the market opens and just takes off. And that wasn't the case today. So on the left, I have volume breadth indicator. This is another one that I designed, and it's based on solid logic, which in my opinion, it's based on solid logic. So, and it's basically volume. It's a volume study, and or the breadth of volume, I should say. And once we put in this low, as you can see, this is ES, NQ, and YM. ES is holding the 0 line, which is this line, NQ2, and YM staying above it. As long as we stay above the 0 line pretty confident that there's a bullish bias. We're going to use the volume breadth to get in on our entry, and as you can see over here, we almost got suckered in on this trade here because YM's holding really high, NQ is coming down, and ES is holding down here also. But on the close of this bar with this long shadow, we knew we should wait at least a couple of bars, and then YM just plummets down, saving us, and ES went below zero line. But immediately, a couple bars later, YM jumps up. Basically on this bar, it shoots right back up again, and so ES shoots up a little bit, and at that point we're right between the two lines that we have, and this was a good place for us to put in a trade after this bar right here, and just put a stop below the lows, low risk. And what happened was that YM's volume breadth immediately went higher above 50%, and NQ put in a higher low, and ES was held the zero line. And so we made it through here, and the risk was very minimal. We're not averaging in, we're getting in. Risk is nothing really to be considered, and we usually get nice profits on these trades, so we get a nice R&R ratio. So this was textbook. Put in a low, test the highs, come back and put in that low, and what we do is basically we wait for a test of these highs again, and that's when our break-even stop is triggered. So we go into break-even plus commissions, and the goal is to get in and ride the trade. We want to get in and simply ride. So once we get up here and YM's volume breadth jumps up above 80, that's reassurance. It came back down and then went back up again. ES is rising, NQ rise, ES rise, all of them at the same time are rising, and we're getting nice follow through with price action. We'll come up to another area of resistance, and we moved beyond that fairly easily. And at this point, seeing YM above 80, would have liked to see ES above 80 as well. That would have been better, more breadth, but it didn't happen. But with YM up, and now we got SDI1 kicking in over here. As long as these histograms on SDI1 keep plotting higher as they did, I'm not worried about any of these little breaks, because those are just profit taking. They're not new shorts, and and they're not at all significant, or else the SDI2 would stop plotting higher. And so we just stay with the SDI2, and I'm also keeping an eye on the volume breadth. I want to see ES get up above 50 and stay in that area. Not worried that NQ is not, because these two will drag NQ up also, and plus we don't have a position in NQ. So we just stay long, and the goal is basically to get as much as we can on this day and then hold some as a swing trade. And that's the beauty of this, and this has been one of my neatest, or this has been one of the ones that I'm proud of, because it really works on solid logic, and I can get the reversals, and I can cover several markets as opposed to just, being glued to price action and support and resistance, etc. I can watch multiple monitors. So I wanted to see this, and those of you who are using this currently, hopefully you guys got in, and just wanted to show you guys how you can use this confidently with reversals. And everybody's been waiting for the market to reverse, and yesterday we did see the market close and was able to close without selling off towards the end of the day, which was a sign. And then we got the reversal, planned, did our homework, got in, and we got paid today. So anybody who got in on this and the SDI helped you, congratulations. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. And that's it. Thanks for watching.